Hey everyone, I'm Sarah from Advantage Health. Today we have a recovery workout as part of the Advantage Start program, and our recovery workout will be a yoga flow. You won't need any equipment for this yoga flow, just a mat. Make sure you have something comfy on, and we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start our practice today on the mat. You can choose a position that's comfortable to you. If that's a seated position or lying down, go ahead and get there now. I'm going to take a lying position to start. Once you've found that comfortable position for you, we'll go ahead and bring some focus and attention into our bodies, into our breath, and into the space that we are in. Take a quick scan of the body head to toe, just to see how you're feeling today, noticing any areas that might feel a little bit tight, or maybe some areas of the body that are feeling really good today. And we'll be thankful for that. And now we'll take our focus to our breath. Notice your breath. Notice your breath filling the body as you inhale and leaving the body as you exhale. Let's gradually deepen our breath. With each inhale, fill the belly. Feel that belly rise up. And with each exhale, feel that belly fall back down. Inhaling, belly fills, and then into your lungs and your chest. And as you exhale, the breath leaves through the chest, the lungs, and finally the belly. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, we'll go ahead and do that now. All intentions are welcome. Anything that speaks to you. As we continue our practice today, we'll remember to stay focused within this present moment by using our breath to connect to our body and to connect to our poses. We'll stay present. We'll let go of any expectations, any judgment, or any competition that we might have for ourselves. We'll just meet our bodies where we are today. And now with your next exhale, I'll take that right leg, bring the knee in towards the chest. Just beginning a little bit of movement here. As we inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, lower the leg back down to the mat. Left side, exhale, squeeze that leg in towards the chest. Inhale, straighten your left leg, toes reach up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, lower down. We'll continue moving with this pattern, moving at your own pace, paying attention to your own breath. Knee comes in towards the chest. Inhale to straighten, exhale to lower. It's okay if your pace is different than mine. We are each in our own yoga practice right now and experiencing our own things, and we want to stay true to that. Next exhale, we'll take right leg in and keep that right knee in towards the chest. As we bring that left knee in as well, hugging both legs in towards the chest, taking hands to the shins, pull those legs in, and it feels good. Maybe we're gonna find a little bit of movement today. Side to side, just letting those knees fall over to the left, back to the center, and then to the right. Or perhaps circling the hips around feels good. Just find whatever movement feels organic and natural to you. And now let's all come back to the center for just a bit of stillness. And exhale, plant those feet down to the mat. From here, roll over onto your left side. And we'll press our hands down into the floor as we come up into a seated position. Swinging your knees underneath, hands come to the front. As we find our tabletop position, hands under shoulders, wrists under shoulders, and knees stacked right beneath the hips. In this position, we're going to start with a neutral spine, a nice flat back with our belly sucked in tight. As we take an inhale, we'll begin our cat-cow sequence, inhaling, dropping the towards the. With an exhale, we'll round through the back, dropping the crown of the head down towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen through the sternum, press the tailbone back. As we exhale, drawing the belly button in and up towards the spine and pressing those hands down into the floor to find space between the shoulder blades. Remember, move with your breath, move at your own pace. Inhale, flat back, neutral spine. As we exhale, we'll tuck our toes under, press the hips up towards the sky to find a downward facing dog. And we're in our first down dog of our practice, so it might feel just a little bit tight through the back side of the body still. To help stretch out, let's start by taking a bend through the knees. Bend those knees, find a little bit of give in your hamstrings and your calves. And again, find any movement that feels organic to you. Maybe side to side feels good. Maybe it's pedaling out through your heels. As we inhale, press up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, press the heel down towards the floor. Repeating that pattern, inhale up onto the tiptoes, and exhale, press a heel down. Inhale, find a little bit of stillness in the center here as we take a couple more deep breaths. Next, inhale, look up towards your fingers. As we exhale, we'll nice and slowly walk those feet up to meet the hands in a forward fold. In our forward fold, bend those knees, beat the belly to the thighs. Release the crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale, nice slow roll up to the top. Coming up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders up to the ears. Drop them down the back. Awesome. Up at the top of your mat, we'll start by stepping one foot back. So we have a nice lunge position here, lots of space between our feet. And we'll open our hips up to the side, taking our toes parallel to each other and facing the long edge of our mat. Hands to the shoulders. As we exhale, we'll begin our moonflowers, exhaling down into a squat. Inhaling, reach those fingertips up towards the sky. As we exhale, Hands come back down, squat down. Moving at your own pace, moving with your breath. Here we go. Keep going right here. One last time, exhale. This time, inhale, hands come up. As we exhale, sunflowers, sweeping hands down, hinging hips back. Inhale, sweep the hands out and up. Exhale, hands float down towards the floor. One last time, reach up, exhale, float the hands down. Inhale, hands come up towards the sky. As we exhale, hands come to the hips. From here, rotate toes so they're facing the long edge of the mat, back in our lunge position, and step forward. Release hands down by the sides in our mountain pose. Crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are dropped on the back. We'll take a couple deep breaths, reconnect with the body, reconnect with the breath, and feel strong in this mountain pose. As we begin our sun salutations, we'll stand tall right where we are in mountain pose. Taking a deep breath in, hands reach out and up towards the sky. As we exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing hands to shins or hands to thighs for a flat back, belly sucked in tight, neck is nice and long. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Stepping toes back, finding a plank, up on your toes or down on your knees for a kneeling plank. And tucking elbows in nice and tight, chaturanga all the way down to the floor, chest to the floor as we inhale, cobra, lifting head, neck, and chest up off the mat. Exhale, down dog, push up to the knees, tuck the toes, and send your hips back. As we inhale, we'll lift right leg straight up towards the sky. Nice and long. Exhale, step that right leg forward. If you need a little help, you can take your hand right behind your heel and just give that foot a little help up to get that hand right between to get your foot right between your hands. As we inhale, we'll come up into a lunge, kneeling lunge, left knee down, and exhale, hands down, frame that right foot. Press up onto the left toes and step the right leg back. Plank. Chaturanga again, elbows tucked in nice and tight. If you'd like, you can lower down to your knees. Lower all the way to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Lengthen through the sternum. Exhale, down dog. Knees, tuck your toes, and hips up. Inhaling, left leg reaches up this time, nice and long. As we exhale, step it through. Remember, you can use your hand for a little bit of help to get that foot up into between your hands. As we lower down to our right knee, inhale up for low lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Frame the left foot, press up onto the right toes, and step back, finding plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Great job. Let's inhale, look forward towards those fingertips. As we exhale, nice and slowly step the feet up, meeting the hands, forward fold. Release the head down towards the floor. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach those hands out, up towards the sky. As we exhale, hands come to heart center. Releasing down, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the hands out, up towards the sky. And exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift again, hands to shins or to thighs. Remember your flat back. As we exhale, hands come all the way down to the mat and we'll step those feet back, finding plank. Exhaling, chaturanga this time if you'd like to hover, letting your body hover just above the mat, and inhaling into an upward facing dog, keeping thighs off the mat. As we exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up again. Nice and long. As we exhale, step that right leg forward, right between the hands. Inhaling up, low lunge again if you'd like, lowering the left knee down, or you can keep that left knee elevated and come up into a crescent lunge. Exhaling, hands come down. Frame the right foot, step that right foot back. Plank. We'll flow through exhaling down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. As we exhale, down dog. Inhaling, left leg, do nice and long. Exhaling, step that left leg forward. Inhaling up, low lunge. Crescent lunge, yogi's choice. Exhale, hands float down. Frame that left foot and step it back. Finding plank. Last time through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Awesome job. Let's stay here in down dog, or if you choose, you can lower down to your knees. Bring those knees about as wide as your mat and sink your hips to heels for a child's pose. We'll use our child's pose for a bit of rest. If you feel like you need to take some rest at any time through this practice, you can come right back into your child's pose. If you are in your child's pose, let's go ahead and meet in downward facing dog. As we inhale, we'll look forward towards those fingertips again. Exhaling, walk feet up to meet the hands, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands come through to heart center. Release those fingertips down towards the floor. Lengthen through your spine. Mountain pose. Ground down through all four corners of those feet. Feel nice and strong. We'll take a couple deep breaths right here. In this mountain pose, let's think about shifting our weight over towards our right foot. As we let the left foot just kind of barely hover above the mat, we're gonna slowly step our left foot back, preparing for a warrior one. So as if you're moving through slow motion, bring that left leg right back behind you, eventually bringing toes down, and coming up, warrior one. Now to get into this warrior one, we want our left toes angled out about 45 degrees. A 90-degree bend in that right leg as we square our hips towards the front of our mat and reach those fingertips up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders down the back, finding lots of space in between your arms for your neck. Take a couple deep breaths. As we inhale, let's straighten our right leg, that front leg, exhaling down, pyramid pose. Folding forward, bringing belly to thigh. Releasing the head down towards the floor. Couple more deep breaths. As we inhale, warrior one, fingertips reach back up, and we'll find that bend through the right leg once again. Inhale nice and long through those arms. As we exhale, we'll open our hips to the side. Warrior two, as we heel toe our left foot back to find more space between our feet. Reaching fingertips out to the sides. Gaze over your right fingertips. Once we found our warrior two, let's just take a little peek down at that right knee. Make sure the second toe. Shoulders are relaxed down the back. And we feel strong through our legs. Inhale, straighten your right leg. As we exhale, take your toes, so now they're parallel to your left toes. And both feet are facing the long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips. As we exhale, we'll come into our straddle pose, hinging at our hips, pushing our booties back, and letting our chest come down towards the floor. You can bring your hands right beneath your shoulders, right on the mat. If you like to, you can walk your hands out a little bit, maybe grab onto your ankles. Release the crown of the head. Let your head feel heavy. Inhale, begin lifting your head up, bringing your hands to your hips. We'll use our core to bring our chest back up to the center. Awesome job. Let's take those right toes facing forward. One big step, pivot up onto your left toes, forward to the top of the mat. Find that mountain pose again. Reach your fingertips down. Lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. And now, weight goes over into the left leg as we begin to let that right leg just hover above the mat. And when you're ready, slow motion, slow and steady, right leg reaches back, preparing for warrior one. Toes come down, heel is down. We double check our right toes, pointing out about 45 degrees, square to the front of the mat. And then we inhale, reach fingertips up towards the sky as we bend through that left leg. Nice deep breaths. Inhaling, straighten that left leg, exhaling for a pyramid pose, folding forward, bringing belly to thigh. Head releases down towards the floor as we hold here for a couple more deep breaths. Inhale, we'll come back up, warrior one. Fingertips up, nice and long. As we exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Remember heel toeing, this time our right foot back to find more space between our feet. As we sink this warrior two, reach fingertips out long. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together. Find lots of strength in your legs. Inhale, straighten that left leg. As we exhale, hands to hips, and left toes come parallel to right toes. Straddle pose here once again. Begin by hinging at the hips, pushing your hips back, letting the chest come down towards the floor. Taking those hands down to the mat, right beneath your shoulders. Or again, if you'd like, you can walk your hands out to the sides, maybe grabbing onto your ankles. Release the crown of the head. Let your head feel heavy. As we walk our hands right beneath our shoulders, begin to lift your chest, taking hands to hips. We'll use our core to bring us back up to an upright position. Left toes to the front of the mat. Pivot up onto the right toes. And one big step. Here we go. Step forward. Mountain pose together. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, hands reach up towards the sky. As we exhale, swan dive forward. Coming into our forward fold. Inhale up, halfway lift, find that flat back, belly sucked in tight. And exhale, hands to the mat, step your feet back. Finding our plank pose here, let's lower down to the knees. And once we're down on our knees, adjust yourself. Wrists are right beneath the shoulders, and knees come right beneath the hips into our tabletop pose. All right, we're gonna do just a little bit of core work here. So to start, spinal balance. In up towards the spine. And we'll take an inhale, reach our right fingertips forward. If this feels comfortable, you can take your left leg and reach your left leg straight behind you. Coming into a spinal balance, we'll flex the left toes down towards the floor. Keep your left hip rotated down towards the floor as well. Find length from fingertips to toes. Nice strong core. Neck stays long. Next, exhale, hand and knee, slowly come back down to the mat. Wonderful job. Readjust, find your balance in the center. And when you're ready, we'll begin inhale and reaching left fingertips straight forward. If you'd like, right leg join, floor as well as the right hip. Press through your right palm, find the length in that right arm. Don't forget your core, suck that belly in. Couple more deep breaths just like this. On your next exhale, hand and knee come back down nice and slow, trying to meet at the same time. Awesome job. Let's take a child's pose. Widen those knees, sink your hips to heels, reach your fingertips forward. Bring your forehead down to a rest on the mat. Next, inhale, press yourself back up into our tabletop. Knees come back underneath the hips. And from our tabletop, we'll release the hands from the mat. So now we're just in a kneeling position on our knees here. Open up through the chest, feel nice and tall. This next pose is camel pose. So we'll start by making fists with our hands and taking our fists on our backs, kind of right above your hip bones here. Nice and tall. With each inhale, find a little more length through the front side of your body. Lengthen through your sternum. With each exhale, to come into our camel pose, we'll just add a little bit of a back bend. So inhale, find your length. Exhale, a little bit of a back bend. Inhale and length. Exhale. Coming into your camel pose, making sure your hips stay stacked right over your knees. We'll hold for a couple deep breaths. Press those hips forward. Open through your chest. Awesome. Inhale back up, nice and tall. Exhaling for a child's pose. Lower back down to the floor, widen those knees. We'll stretch that back once again. Couple deep breaths right here. Inhale, press yourself back up. Hands and knees. As we swing our feet out to the side, let's come to one hip into a seated position, bringing our feet forward. From here, let's lie down. So hands come right behind the knees, just providing a little bit of guidance as we roll ourselves down into a lying position. Once you found yourself down on the mat, we'll bring our right knee in towards our chest. That right knee comes in. This time coming into a spinal twist. As we exhale, we'll let our right knee fall over towards the left side with a little bit of guidance from that left hand right on top of the right knee. As we turn our gaze over to our right fingertips, stretched straight out to the side. Couple deep breaths. Inhale. Bring that knee in towards the chest. Unwind and straighten the right leg. Left leg, exhale. Bring that left knee in towards the chest. Hug it in. And now let's do our spinal twist. Left knee falls to the right side. Right hand is right on the outside of that left knee. As we take our gaze over towards our left fingertips. And deep breaths. Inhale to the center, unwind, and straighten that left leg. Next pose, both knees in towards the chest at the same time. This time finding our happy baby with our knees in towards our chest. We'll let our knees open to the sides, so now our knees are wider than our torso. Flex the toes and bring the bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling. From here, we'll take our two fingers, grab onto our big toes, or if it's more comfortable, you can just grab onto the bottoms of your feet. Stretch those hips, knees nice and wide. If it feels good, you can add some movement, rocking side to side. Side to side rock might feel like a little bit of a back massage at this point. And when you're ready, in the center we'll find some stillness. Release our feet, bring our knees together, and find a lying position. Coming into our final relaxation. Maybe for you, your final relaxation might be a little different. You might find it more comfortable to bend your knees, taking your feet flat to the mat for just a little more back support, and that's fine. Or perhaps bringing your legs into a butterfly pose, taking the bottoms of your feet together. You can find whatever position feels best for you. As we lie here, we'll start to let our breath come back to a more natural, flowing, organic state. Maybe something similar to what we began our practice with. A breath that flows in and out of the body effortlessly. And now we'll start to relax and soften our muscles. Beginning up at the crown of the head, forehead, and in your temples. We'll start to soften the muscles of our face, our cheeks, and our jaws. Soften the muscles through the neck, the shoulders, down into the back, and through the front side of our body into our chest and our core. We'll let that relaxation flow down our arms, upper arms, forearms, and into the fingertips. Letting all of the muscles of the upper body start to soften, release, and become relaxed. The muscles of the hips and the glutes, flowing down into the thighs, and down into the calves and our shins, all the way into our feet and our toes. And all the muscles of the body feel softened, released, and relaxed. Go ahead and lie here for as long as your time will allow. Thank you for joining me in our recovery workout today, and namaste.